Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Indeed, good morning to you and welcome to today. Today is Tuesday, the 8th of July, 2025. I am Pearson Bowen and I'm already thanking you for waking up to keep us company. For those of you watching us and joining us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, cbc.bb, to each of you, we say good morning. Thank you for sharing the show. Thank you for sharing the love. Thank you for greeting us and telling others about us as well. All of that, a big thank you indeed. We encourage you to continue to do so. We also encourage you to continue telling us about someone whose story you think we need to tell or something you believe we ought to talk about. And you can do so every single day, every single moment by sending us an email. That email address is on your screen. It's morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And to each of you, we say thank you. Thank you indeed. We wish you today a terrific Tuesday. We hope you make the absolute best of it. Now, again, I'll start this morning going with our riddle. You know how I do this. So it's your turn to wake up and get ready to turn to your telephone to give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. To you, Patricia Ben, I say good morning as well. Thank you. She wishes all the best today to everyone. Margarita Walcott is watching on our YouTube stream. And to you too, Margarita, we wish you a lovely today. Good morning. Good morning to you indeed. Anthony Smith extends from the 718 to the 246. A very good morning. And so from the 246 to the 718, back at you. Auntie Faye, good morning to you. How is it today in the north of the island? We hope you have a terrific Tuesday as well. Make the absolute most of it. There's a lot in store for you, Auntie Faye, but it all rests on you grabbing hold of those opportunities. Rhonda Hines-Graham, sweet Ron, a terrific Tuesday morning to you as well. And she extends the very same to everyone, everywhere. And so to each of you, we say thank you. Vereen Walker, good morning to you indeed. She's watching from Westchester in New York. Good morning to you, Vereen. You have yourself a great today indeed. Thank you as always for coming on to the streams and for commenting on our page as well. Most of all, Vereen, share the show. Estelita Pyle, how are you doing today, Estelita? A good early morning wall crawler, but for us this morning on a Morning Barbados morning, a very good challenger to what we do in here indeed. And so we thank you for committing to watching us every single day. Share the show. Share the show. Thank you. Now, 228-5562 or 228-5563. Love to hear your calls from overseas as well. If you're calling from abroad, our area code is 1246. 1246, then 228-5562 or 228-5563. Question numero uno, question one. What cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, and cannot be smelt, but it lies behind stars and under hills, and empty holes it fills. Let me read it again for you. What cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, and cannot be smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills, and empty holes it fills. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Word that one out and you give me a call. 228-5562 or 228-5563. I actually think it's quite simple. Really, really quite simple. But I know you do too. So if you think that way as well, give me a call now. Prove me right or you prove yourself right. And or you prove me wrong. 228-5562 or 63. What cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, cannot be smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills and empty holes it fills. What am I? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Now, coming up this morning, we'll meet a man who finds himself totally immersed in the Chinese culture. and he set about sharing on how it means and what it means to study and live in China. We get to talk to him in just a little while, another Beijing. Saturday more coming is Caribbean Literature Day to celebrate the vibrant stories, the rich heritage, and the powerful voices in the Caribbean. And this morning, two young men will join us as they amplify their voice through literature. We'll talk to you a little bit about that in a bit. And as Barbados prepares to host CariFesta 15, there is an appeal for more dancers. We'll tell you how you can audition for this opportunity coming up really, really soon. But I'm waiting on your call, 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, you're doing well?
A little. Yes.
Very good. Very well. You keep doing well, and in doing well, you do good for others, okay?
Thank you, I would. As always.
You sound as though you know the answer.
Darkness.
Why do you say darkness? Why not a cockroach, a spider?
No, it got to be darkness.
Why? Why does it have to be darkness?
It can't be felt.
Why not?
It can't be heard.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be seen. It can't be seen. Darkness. To see darkness, there's nothing to see behind the hills.
Okay. Can you see but you can see a spider, right?
You can see a spider.
You can see darkness, right?
Yeah.
So therefore it can't be seen. What cannot be seen? In the absence of light, there is
darkness.
And so you see it because you don't see the light, right?
I'm still saying it's darkness.
All right, you keep saying that. What are your plans for today?
I have some errands to run.
And then?
Back home.
And then?
Do some cooking.
And then?
Relax.
What are you cooking today?
Not sure yet.
What would you like to cook today?
I ain't decided. I don't decide. I don't know.
What's in the fridge?
Anything that you could eat.
What's in the cupboard?
Everything that you could want.
Do you have a routine? Do you have a routine that on Mondays it's rice, Tuesdays? You don't have a routine?
No, I don't have a routine. I just get it. Just feel eating something, do it. That's how it goes.
So you might choose to eat bread today only?
I don't eat bread really.
Okay, well then talk to me.
It got to be food. It got to be vegetables. It got to be fish. It got to be rice. Anything so.
So today you shall have fish and rice.
That could work too, yes.
There you go. I settled your menu for you. You're right, by the way. You're right.
Pearson?
Yes.
I know I'm right.
You know you're right. I am so sorry you're right now.
You know who it is.
No, I am so sorry that you're right.
You know who it is.
I know who it is. Thank you. Here. You too. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Another question, folks. What peels like an onion but still remains whole? What peels like an onion but still remains whole? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Me not know, but do you know what peels like an onion but still remains whole? What do you think that is? What do you really, really, really think that is? Call me and let me know. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Also coming up today, well, the results are in. Now we have a new Mr. Executive, but do you know who he is? Do you know what drives his passion? We'll introduce you to him and the runners-up, positions 2 and 3 as well, as we'll continue to meet with the organizer of Mr. Executive 2025. So there's a lot to look forward to, but I'm waiting on your call. What peels like an onion but still remains whole? What is that? What could it possibly be that would peel like an onion, you know, when you shed those little layers of the onion, but it still remains whole? Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well.
Oh,
and you?
I'm doing well too. Thank you for asking. Who's calling and where are you watching from?
Althea from St. Philip.
Althea of St. Philip. So have you been engaging in the regathering activities, Althea?
I had it on a live broadcast, a stream.
And?
It was nice, and I'm sorry I didn't turn up.
Which one was this?
This was the panorama.
Up on the hill.
Yes, please.
And it was really, really nice. You're right.
From what I saw, yes, I didn't go, and I'm sorry I didn't.
And it was really well attended too.
Yes, it was.
So now that you have a regret, will you promise yourself? Will you, now that you have a regret, will you attend any of the other events this month?
Of course, I want to do the one on the bus. I think it was the up in, I think it's one of those, a bus falls,
Listen to me.
something.
Go on social media and find out what's going on here.
Yes, I have to. But I listen to you.
Okay.
I listen to you to find out what they are.
Oh, so you're waiting on me.
Yes, please.
That's all right. I like that. I like that. So today there's Polarama. There's dominoes being played. Polarama. Domino Polarama. Have you
Yes,
heard of that? It's at Cara's Hideaway. Do you know where Cara's Hideaway is?
No, I don't.
Let me see if I can. I don't even know myself. It's at
Carol's
4
Hideaway.
Roads. It's in 4
Carol?
Roads. You heard me?
Yes, you said Carol Hideaway.
No, not Carol. Cara. Cara. Cara's Hideaway at 4 Roads in St. Philip. That's where you shall go today from 6:30 for Polarama. That's dominoes, boy. Dominoes galore. And today and to next week, Tuesday, they'll be at Thelma's at Riverland.
I know that for sure.
You know, do you live near to Riverland in St. Philip?
No, I don't.
Can you give me some idea where in St. Philip you are, roughly?
6 Rows.
Oh, you're in the heart of St. Philip, literally.
Exactly, yes.
All right, Mistress Althea. What's your answer?
Garlic.
Wrong. What happened, Althea?
Thank you.
That's not. You're welcome. Have a good day. All right, bye-bye. 228-5562, 228-5563. What peels like an onion but still remains whole? What is that? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I am wonderful.
Oh, that's good to hear. What makes you so wonderful today?
I just woke up.
You just woke up. What makes you wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
So if you did not wake up, you will not be wonderful?
No, I'd be dead.
That's a statement of fact. You'll be dead for real. So, but just by the mere fact that you were awakened makes you absolutely wonderful.
Yes,
And
and
so-
when I turn my head and I look through my window, I can see the beautiful blue sky and the clouds drifting by.
Nice. You do poetry
No?
in your own head. In your own head.
In my head.
So you plan to just lie down there the whole day?
No, not really.
And so what time are you going to get up again?
I'm not certain.
I mean, you retired?
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I am so looking forward to that moment in time.
It is such a beautiful experience.
Really? Tell me about it. Tell me.
You could just set your own timetable.
Mm-hmm.
Move at your own pace.
Yes.
Decide what you're going to or not do. You don't have to do.
Lord have mercy. Go ahead, tell me
Person,
more. Tell me more.
You're going to get there.
I'm
Believe
hopeful.
me. Believe me, and you're going to enjoy it.
Shh. It sounds so exciting.
And then when you get there, you will call me and say, Beverly, where can we go today?
So, okay, Beverly, where would you like to go today?
Where would I like to go?
Yeah.
It would be nice if I could take a drive down the East Coast Road
Oh, nice. Uh-huh.
and go to one of those restaurants down there, have something to eat, and then drive back home.
Oh, nice. What? You're driving or I'm driving?
Well, if I go with a man, he's driving.
So, okay. What time do you want to be ready for? What time can you be ready for, Bev?
I can be ready by 10:30, 11.
That's too late, man. Let's crack
Why?
early. Let's move earlier.
No,
So we can
because
enjoy
you're
more of the
driving
day.
To go so that you can enjoy lunch and then you take a leisurely drive back.
So you really think I'm going to leave home and leave work just to go and have lunch? We are taking our time, Beverly. So time we need. So be ready for 9 o'clock, okay?
Oh, okay.
That's the
But I
plan?
mean, I gotta get cracking then.
Get up and get going, girl. Get up and get going. All right, Bev, what's the answer?
I figure it has to be something that would like shed the skin or something like that. Because if you say it peels off like an onion, but it still remains the same.
It still remains whole.
Oh, whole.
Stumbling now.
A snake.
A snake. You know you shed skin, right?
Yes. So I should have said a human being.
Beverly, I am not coming to your house today. You were wrong.
I'm right.
Yes.
Oh, Oh, dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
I thought I was all right.
It makes sense,
It makes sense.
but it's not the sense.
You know, they say it's how the snake comes out of its skin, and sometimes you can see the whole bit of skin there, and the snake crawl and gone along somewhere else.
You love National Geographics. Yes.
Yeah, how you know?
I can tell.
National Geographic and Discovery Channel.
See, I know it.
You see, I had two sons, so you know, boys are always interested in things like that.
Yes.
So I had to watch. I was encouraged to watch those things.
Wow.
Oh, but you burst my bubble today. But
I'm glad.
I still have a good day.
No problem. Wish you well, okay?
All right, dear.
Thanks, Bev. Take care now. Bye-bye. All right, folks, we'll take a break here. We're coming back to tell you a whole lot more right here on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
18 minutes after 6 o'clock now. Are we going to China? Do you know how to say good morning in China? This young man does. His name is Joshua Johnson, and he joins us not from China because he's home in Barbados for just a little while. He'd head back up there in just a little bit as well. So Joshua, good morning to you. And you say?
Good morning, or 早上好.
What is it?
早上好.
What is it?
早上好.
Shang?
好.
Ha. And you have to say it like that? Ha.
Yeah, 好, yeah.
If I don't say it, if I say 上学好, that doesn't quite feel right.
People might pass it, lay it on the, get through, but they would know for sure you're a foreigner immediately.
Do they know for sure you're a foreigner?
Depends. If I'm on the phone, no, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You sound so Chinese.
That's what they say.
Wow.
Sometimes when I order a taxi, and then when I walk towards the taxi, they actually start to drive away and like, 你好,你好,你好,是我啊,是我. And they'll be like, oh, 我以为是中国人. Yeah, they thought it was a Chinese person.
Wow. So how long did it take you to get it right?
Well, before I went to China, I was studying for about 3 to 4 years on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 6 months in the Confucius Institute in UE, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, I spent a lot of time online learning. So then when I got to China, I was still okay, you could still tell I was a foreigner. Mm-hmm. But I think within a year and a half or so, then it became like, I started to sound like them for sure.
How long have you been there in China now?
2 years now.
2 years. You're counting the time? Or does it feel like 2 years really?
I feel like I need more time. I feel like I just got there. It feels like, yeah.
So then the question is, why are you there?
So actually, when I did my bachelor's here at UE, it was software engineering, and it's a 2-year in Barbados, 2-year in China program. But COVID happened.
Yes.
Months before I was supposed to go, so I was like, I was in pain,
Yes.
So I had already started to learn Chinese because I figured, okay, we're doing software engineering. If we get a chance to go there and we know Chinese, we have a better chance of securing a job. So I started to learn then. But I didn't get to go, and I started to work for a year, and I was like, I spent too much time learning Chinese. I need to get to go there. Mm-hmm. So then I applied for a master's, got through, and yeah.
You were just focused on China?
Yeah, focused, yeah.
Why? Why China?
I think at first it was just going abroad because I haven't really traveled before. Mm-hmm. And then because I got good enough at the language and had put so much time into it, even before I went, I was like, I need to get a chance to experience it, see how good I actually am, to get better, to master it, and then maybe move on to another language in the future.
You said you hadn't traveled before, so China is your first trip out of Barbados?
First trip alone, and first, like, the last trip when I was 14, when I met my parents on a cruise.
Too young to remember.
Yeah, it wasn't the same, yeah. So.
And so you decided to have this first trip so far. You know? And in no way were you fearful of this?
No, not at all, actually.
What
I was
about your
excited.
family? Were they fearful of this?
Yes, they were, for sure.
Josh, are you sure?
Yeah.
You'll get lost. Nobody will understand you. But you had to convince them.
Yeah,
and
especially
so
my
they
mom.
gave you all. I know with mothers. Mothers are like that. They want to hold you close forevermore and not have you thrown into wilds of the world.
Exactly.
And so there you are now in China and trying to just set yourself up. It's all well and good to say, I'm going to China. I know some of the language. I can manage my way. But setting yourself up and understanding the lay of the land and the roads and where everything connects. How did you go about doing that?
I actually was lost for the first. So lost for the first day. No, I got a hotel close by to the school. A Chinese friend from the Confucius Institute helped me, but it was Chinese close to the school, which was still pretty far. And I went outside looking for it, asking people for help. And for like 30 minutes, I was just walking around, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to find this.
So you went right back home?
Went back to the hotel and then asked them, okay, I need to go to this school. I don't know how to get there. Can you get me a taxi there? And then they helped me out.
And then thereafter, how did you... I'm one, when I travel into a new space, I discover it on foot. So I like to walk, get to know the land, get to know the landmarks, and trace my way back. And each time I go a little bit further out and back. Did you do that?
I did, actually. But my campus is so large. It is like, to me, I think it's like Bridgetown. Yeah, it's like Bridgetown.
Yes.
So I started to walk for a bit, and then I would actually get lost on campus. Wow. So then I had to buy a bicycle so that I could actually go a little further. I spent some time traveling the campus maybe for a week or so. And then after a while, I eventually started to travel outside a little bit, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Yeah, exactly how you said it.
Food.
So
Talk to me.
this is something I was a little worried about, excited and worried at the same time.
Because you know Chinese food here.
Yeah,
But
Chinese food here is not over there. I actually can't find the kind of fried rice and chicken balls that we find here. Don't find them over there, actually.
okay.
But I was lucky enough that the campus I was on is the #1 school in China, #1 university, and they have 19 canteens now. So I was able to go and look for something that looked similar to Barbados, some chicken, some rice, some vegetables, and then eventually add one extra dish that is different, you know? So
Yes.
even if I don't really like it, I have something to sustain me, yeah.
Some leek soup. Ugh.
Oh, I've seen scorpions, I've seen like little turtles like this on sticks, you know? I've seen all kind of things to be
And you've sampled?
I sampled some of them, not the scorpions, I was a little worried. And some of them are actually not so bad, to be honest, yeah.
And I'll take you at your word. I'll take you at your word indeed. And so, settling oneself, the culture is one thing, but you look around and you see, well, hold on, all of these people? We know what we know. I mean, Kaduma Day is perhaps the time that we most engage with so many thousands of people. But here it is, you're in just a space, and there are people.
Lots.
Because it's a very populated area. How did you mentally deal with that reality, that there's so many people?
I think one of the things that helped me with it is I had some other international students that were my colleagues, and not only did I have those, but the Chinese people also complained about how many people there are. So then I was like, okay, we're all feeling this together, so it was easier to go through.
Wow. And so you started your study, and so far so good for you.
I've finished the master's, actually.
You have? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I assume you got it.
Yes, I did.
Yes, congratulations indeed. And so here you are on a visit to Barbados, but while in China, there's some exploits that you took. I can't imagine what it is going to a tea shop. Talk to me a little bit about those tea shops and what they mean to the Chinese culture.
All right, so the tea shop, to me at first, we went there at first, and it's called Wu Yu Tai Cha Yuan or something, which means,
Not for you.
But they were normally famous for their matcha ice cream. And I thought that was interesting. But then we went inside and we started to see all of these teacups everywhere, lots and lots of teacups. And I looked at the prices of the teacups.
What, expensive?
So expensive.
Okay.
Like cars. These things were like
Wow.
cars and houses and costs. I was like, why? And then
Is this the tea shop they were looking at?
Yes,
experience?
this one, yes. Yeah, so some people, I see the line over there on the right, that's for the matcha ice cream. Now here in this tea shop, which is pretty enjoyable, you see all this setup?
Yes.
To me, tea was just, put tea bag in the cup,
Let it draw and add a little sugar if you wish.
Yeah,
and
but
go.
there's a whole process actually. So they have like, you have to like wash the tea, you have to put it around in the cup a little bit. Yeah, there's a whole long process for how to actually serve the tea. And then the way you hold the cup is important. The way you receive the cup is important. It's a whole bunch of things. And this is you see those prices?
Yes.
Oh my, 33,000. That is like...
That's Chinese dollars.
Yeah.
What's the currency?
1 Barbados, 3.3 Chinese. They're less than ours.
So you're a millionaire over there, so to speak.
Yeah, if you were to go over, yeah, you'd be living.
Yeah, right. And so here it is. You had to learn all of these customs and different ways of doing everything. Did you trip up? And when you tripped up, how did you recover?
Good question. I think I tripped up in speech most times, and thankfully I have the foreigner card, so I was able to be forgiven.
Foreigner.
I'm actually a foreigner, you know. And then sometimes I tripped up maybe in eating, like, and for example, if you cheers with someone, they would lower their cup, and it's a sign of respect. But if you're the lower person, you're supposed to lower your cup, right? But I didn't know at first, so I would just, you know,
It's cup to cup.
just cup to cup.
Yes.
Yeah, but eventually someone told me when I went to, I was being an English TA for some people in the department, and then they gave us the whole rundown. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know this and this. Where you sit at the table is important and everything. I was like, wow, okay.
And you are to know.
You're supposed
They
to know.
expect you to know.
You should know, yeah. Especially if you speak fluently, they expect that you know the whole culture. That's how it works, you know. And that's a problem I also had, because before my Chinese was fluent, my Chinese sounded fluent. So I was able to produce the sound before I knew as many words and as much vocabulary as I needed to. So then people automatically assume, okay, you're Chinese, you know all you need to know.
The writing of the language. Oh yes, because all you see are scrawls and little symbols. What do you see? You see words, letters?
I see signs. So, for example, there's something called Sandian Shui, which is a 3 set of dots on the sides of characters. This would mean that it has something to do with water. You might see a renzipang, which is a person. They might have something to do with a person. You might see a kolzipang, which means it has to do with speaking. So as you learn Chinese, somewhere in the beginning, you should learn something called radicals, and the radicals kind of help make up what the words mean.
So you don't see letters. As okay, alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Right.
On and on. And so your name is J-O-S, blah, blah, blah. Is it like that?
No, but it's like...
What's your alphabet like?
There's... okay. It's separated into a few things. One is called tones, which is ma, 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 ma. 4 tones. Well, there's a 5th tone, which is like neutral, ma, ma. These 4 things I just said mean different things, by the way. Ma is mother. Ma, it could mean a lot of things actually. And ma is horse. And ma could be like, I think, like hemp or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's the sounds. So like bo, mo, for. My name is Zhuo Yuan. My Chinese name is Zhuo Yuan. And so there'll be a lot of like Zhuo, 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 and Zhuo. So like there's certain sounds that if you learn all of them, then it's just usually some kind of variation and combination of these things.
So one of those pitches could be an insult.
Yes, for sure.
And you're ignorantly just processing this in this way.
Yeah.
You're not even aware.
Yeah.
I'm just a little hoarse today. and someone takes it as an insult. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Does that present a bit of a challenge though in trying to be correct all the time?
Yeah, it is. So I think in Chinese it's risky to try something you don't know. You need to.
Wow.
Yeah. If you don't know it well, maybe you should speak it English and
let them figure it out.
Let them figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're foreign and you just don't know the tones, sometimes they're trying to figure out what you're saying and they help you. Nice people. Yeah.
Are they kind? I mean, we in Barbados, we would want to help you. And would they say, oh, you're bothering me because I don't understand you? Is that the response sometimes?
I guess it depends on the type of worker. If you're in person,
I mean, they're human.
Yeah, if you're in person, it'll be fine. They see you and they will understand. If you're on the phone, maybe it might be a problem. If it's like a YMI driver. YMI driver is like the guys who deliver things for you. There's tons of those on bikes, right? So if you want food at 11, you could just click something and they will come to your place.
And almost in a minute, they're there.
Yeah, they're there, right? These guys work on time. So if you're like, you know, if you're trying to get something, or a taxi driver and he's out there waiting for you, you can't say anything, it's difficult, you know?
Wow.
And so they might be trying to rush you, or, yeah. But in general though, I think they're nicer and they're more forgiving, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
At that point, we should take a break, Joshua. We're coming back to talk even more with this interesting young man who is living and studying in China and sharing his experience in the back of the bit.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados will love.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Joshua Johnson is a Barbadian man who has been living in China now for the last 2 years, completed his master's there as well, but he's so Chinese indeed. And it's our pleasure to have him with us as we learn more about how it's like in a Chinese society. So Joshua, just continuing, you were just saying to me while we were off that they understand money. They get that. They get that. Where do you live in China? Which region of China do you live in?
So I live in Beijing, which is the capital, but I've been to like 12 or so provinces in between.
Getting there from where you are, is that difficult? What's transportation like?
From Beijing to another province?
Airplane, train, what?
You'll have
all of those options.
Yeah, 高铁, which is a high-speed rail, or an airplane. But sometimes if you want to do, let's say Beijing to Shanghai, sometimes the train is a better option, or it depends on where you're going and when you want to go. And the cost is actually usually cheaper on the train, and sometimes the time isn't much different. Okay. And one of the things that really makes a decision for me between airplane and train is that airplane you need to be there 2 or 3 hours before.
Right.
The train you could be there 15 minutes before, and you're fine.
And you're on and go, and it gets there as quickly as ever.
Yeah.
When you settled in China, were there some things you said, I'm here, I can never leave here until I have tried this or done that or been there? Was that any of your plan at all?
Great Wall, for sure.
Oh, for sure?
Yeah.
Really, why?
I feel like if you go to China and you don't go to the Great Wall, it's like, have you even been to have you been to China, you know?
I want to share, no, you've said that, because we have a video of that experience where you took on the challenge of the Great Wall. And so you stood there and you looked and you said, oh my goodness, I have to go that. Did you think that height, that distance?
So at first, I was thinking it's just going to go there, walk a little bit, take some pictures. And then when I got there and I saw the line to getting there and the bus to getting there, I was like, wow, this is a lot. But I had this friend of mine, she's from Italy, and she was like all geared up and ready. She's like, hey, let's go, let's pass all of them. And we were friends. I was like, okay, let's go do it.
You're showing photos as it goes as well. Yeah. Because I see it tonight, I think it's so daunting. How far did you cover the full wall?
You can't. You can't?
No. No human can?
I feel like it would be one of those Guinness World Records that lasts like a year or something.
Exactly. So how far did you go? How many minutes did you spend?
So the Great Wall has different sections. So we went to the Badaling Changcheng, which is Badaling section, right? And we went to maybe like 19 towers, each of these towers in between. Yeah, we went to like 19 of those. Ooh. No, you imagine you have to like, if I want to go from Badaling Changcheng to Tianyu, the Changcheng, you have to get like a taxi for hours just to get to that other section. So to do the whole thing would be, too much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, but what did it mean to you to have taken up that challenge and to look at man's creativity?
So there's something in Chinese called 不到长城非好汉, which means if you haven't gone to the Great Wall, you can't like succeed or something, right? And when I went there, at first I was just amazed. I'm actually here. I'm actually in China. I was still in the beginning of getting to China. I was like, wow, I got to see this. But one of the things that amazed me the most is when I look at it and I imagine the process of making this thing, Sometimes you might see a tall building, wow, it's a tall building. But then you think people had to make that building, People
risk life and limb.
Exactly. Some people lost life trying to build this thing. So when I saw it and I think about the process, I was just amazed, honestly. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's truly an awesome wonder of the world. And so you took it on, 19 towers, but you did it nonetheless. And so having completed that, makes you now a part of who they are, right? You feel, I've taken up this challenge, I can now do anything.
Yes.
Not everyone dresses the same. Are there cultural dresses that they would wear? I mean, they still dress Western in lots of ways, or the way that we're accustomed. Did you try any of the Chinese cultural dresses?
I did, actually.
You know what?
I went
Kimono?
I went
Oh,
to
that's Japanese.
Kimono Japanese.
Yeah, sorry.
I went to something called Fenghuanggucheng. It is in, I think, Hunan. And I had like a sword and everything of black and green. Yeah, it was pretty.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, lots of people are into anime.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they get you right away.
Yeah.
And so you dress almost in character.
Yeah, I did. And I learned some poses and took some pictures in the poses as well. So maybe I can send some of those later.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so being in that space, you were now connecting with what you've seen before in Barbados. How important do you think it is that Barbadians take the opportunity to be in China, even if it's just a visit?
I think it is super important. I can't express how important it is. My mother and my stepdad and my little sister came for my graduation recently. And I believe the misconceptions that most people have about China is that China is maybe a little backward, is a little dirty, these kind of things. It's not. The malls, even my mom said the malls in China are way past the ones in New York, for example.
Really?
Huge, everything is clean, everything is fast and convenient. It's fantastic. And I don't carry a wallet around. It's just my phone I carry everywhere in China. And I think the technology that I experience in China and the convenience that I experience in China is something that we should all try to, experience just for a little bit. And then studying is actually not bad either. They have this Chinese government scholarship. For us, it's also free. So you would go, you get this scholarship, and your tuition is free, your living is free, and they give you a stipend. Wow. Yeah, and it's free. It's like we just have to apply to the ministry, then the Chinese embassy here would help you get through, and you go there to learn, whether it's bachelor's, master's, or PhD. So I feel like we should try it out.
You took up the challenge of doing some teaching while you're there as well. Why?
So actually, my department, technically if you're on the scholarship, you're not supposed to like teach people. But my department, we have IMEM, which is the engineering management for international students, and we have one for the Chinese students. And so they give us the chance to legally teach the Chinese students to some English, and they have to do some English projects. And they're super nice also, but these students were all older than me. Manager at Jingdong, manager at TikTok, these kind of things. So the only thing I could give them really was English, and they were just, treat us food and what's not. It's great, yeah.
Wow. And so you also took up the opportunity while you're there to expose, to build a bridge between China and the Caribbean and Latin America. Why did you engage in that?
This started with the Association of Barbados-China Friendship, which I'm a part of, and we were invited to a conference that was held there, which was huge. I thought it was going to be young people like me. No, it was ex-ambassador this, doctor this, doctor that, I was the youngest person there, and it was fantastic. I got to give a speech about Barbados and our association and what we do. And then after that, I was invited to another conference, and it kind of kept going like that. And I got to, I also interacted with our ambassador. I asked him, I was thinking about potentially being the next ambassador in the future, so I taught him about it and everything, and he gave me some tips and stuff, so that was also fantastic. I love this chance to use the language and our culture to bridge gaps, and because of the language, I can also help understand their language and their culture as well, so it's nice.
Do you now see Barbados as just a vacation home, or do you see Barbados as home and China as home?
That's a good question.
Tell the truth. It's okay, you're still young.
I feel like home is more connected to the people, and I love my mom, I love my family, and even while I was there, I would often call mom or just send some hearts, have these video calls and make sure I send hearts at the end of the call. And I believe, people say home is where the heart is, So
where's your heart? China or Barbados at the moment? It's okay. Mommy's not going to get upset with you. You're going to say to me China because of the experiences and the accessibility. Yes, Pearson.
I can't say any of them is a permanent place yet. I feel at home at both places.
Okay. That's a cop-out, but that's all right. That's okay. But I understand because of your youth, you want to be a part of a society that's moving and moving forward fast. And I understand the attraction to that. When you're in China and you reflect on Barbados, what are some of the things that you think that we need to start really getting faster about implementing?
So the difference between the speed in China and Barbados is actually crazy. Like
light years apart.
Yeah, like if you get to for example, if you go to order food, you don't get there and you think. You get there, you've already know what you're saying. You're saying, brrr, and then they give you grrr, and you go.
Whoa.
Even just food. So even on the speed we walk, when I was walking with my family, like, and I was trying to walk slowly, I was still walking. Everything is
at their pace because everybody moves.
Yeah, everything is moving. So when I think about Barbados and I think about China, I think maybe speed is a big thing. Even speed of doing work. If you get a task this morning, they expect you to report on it this afternoon, you know? And while that is good sometimes, I feel like there should still be a balance because I think sometimes, you know, we're too extremes. I feel like a middle ground would be great, you know? Yeah. And I feel like some of the technology that they have over there could be used here. I have written down some of the ones I think that would be able to.
Like Samsung. I mean, you had access to all of these things right there, literally your fingertips are China made in China. And so accessibility, I'm really going to hear now. The things that we consume in the Caribbean or in the Western region, that's where they're from. Did you feel as if I really should pack a bag of all of these things because I can take them home and we can do some business?
There are some things, many things, And I have a specific, I don't know if I want to talk about it here because I plan to maybe do it. I plan to maybe do it like in the future.
Don't give all the details, but so yes is your answer.
Yeah, yes, there are some things.
There's some things because they're relatively affordable there in China.
Yeah, much cheaper,
Those are the word. Much more relatively affordable indeed.
Relatively affordable.
Yeah. And so, Joshua, you now stop and you reflect on your life so far. And having had this experience in China, how do you see you as a person and as a whole? How do you see you?
That's a good question. When I went there, I was thinking, wow, I'm amazing. I got a scholarship. I'm here in China doing my master's. And then when I got to the university, which is #1 in China, then I saw that the people playing instruments on the stage were doctorate students. The people doing comedy were doctorate students and master students. And I was like, wow, there's still a lot more growth that is possible. More growth, whether it be language, whether it be technically, you know, a lot of growth still left to do. And I feel there's a lot more discovery left also. So there's a few skills I have a little bit here, but seeing that people go to the extreme in terms of the ability and whatever skill they have, I feel like there's a lot more that I can do. So yeah, still growing for sure.
Were you there when the tariffs were imposed or discussion around tariffs?
I was, yes.
Because you know Chinese, what was the discussion like in that space about America's imposition of tariffs and so forth in China? In the news?
In the news, they were essentially saying, we are self-sufficient at this point. So if you want to do that, it's not really going to harm us. And to be honest, China's trade relationships with, for example, all the Southeast Asia are pretty good, and including Latin America now too, with like Brazil and Colombia, is also getting better. So they don't actually need America that much. If they needed to get substitutions, they could. So they were very strong about it. It was okay, you do that, no problem. It doesn't harm us. It harms you. That's kind of the thing that was going on, the rhetoric.
So now you have a totally different view of China based upon what Western media said. Now you know it for yourself. And you would recommend the Chinese society, the Chinese way.
Definitely recommend it.
He wants to stay. That's all he's saying. And that's okay, Joshua. That's okay. And in terms of staying connected with the culture, Barbados, how was it for you? Listening, staying with, you're into crop over? Not so much. But staying involved in what's happening on the land of your birth. Was it something you were passionate about as well while you were there?
I did. I definitely followed on Instagram and these kind of things.
Social.
And there's also some Caribbean events that we have. So for example, there's something called the Caribbean Experience. I was privileged to sing at a couple of times.
Oh, you sing?
Yeah, I sing. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I went there, it was like you were in the Caribbean in China, you know? All like Guyana, Trinidad, like all the Caribbean countries were there, the embassies were there, and then other people who sing like me and that kind of stuff. And our food, our alcohol, everything was there. And I love to have these oases, these few paradises, I guess, where you hear lots of Caribbean English, you know?
Yes.
Caribbean English is amazing.
Must be heaven.
Yeah.
It must be heaven indeed. Did you discover a lot of Barbadians while you were there, or sufficient to make you feel as if, yeah, I know a few?
Kind of. Not many in Beijing, actually. Yeah.
Okay. What do you sing?
I sing, it depends. So at the
What do you sing?
embassy events, I would sing...
Beautiful Barbados.
I sing some Gabby songs like Emerton and Jack, or I might sing, there's this one from Buju Banton and John Legend. I sing mainly Caribbean songs for the Caribbean events, but then at church I sing church songs, it depends. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went to church too?
Yes, please.
Well done, Joshua. Well done. I'm very impressed by you. Joshua Johnson is his name. What a story. What an interesting young man you truly are. How old are you?
25.
Only a quarter century. And I said that word like that deliberately. Century. Quarter of a century he is, and the time has ticked by. But he's already chalked up so many experiences indeed. And so Joshua, thank you for joining us this morning. You are brilliant. You're brilliant. Your life's story has been so vast already for 25 years that there's a lot you can share with a number of young people in Barbados. And I hope you take the time to be able to do so. I know you do it already in China to bring the bridges and to bridge that connection, but it is so important to get it from you. You're so authentic, and I like it.
Thank you.
Welcome. Indeed, I'm happy to have you indeed. Thank you so much.
Happy to be here.
Good man. We're taking a break here. We're just back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 11 to 7, and my next guest is such an interesting young man. He truly, truly is. Atiba Seeley Thompson. We met him through when we were talking about OTT, Operation Triple Threat. And so he's back because he's also a poet. He's a photographer. He is just all-around creative. And he parties as well. Atiba, good morning to you, man.
Good morning to all.
Good man. Saturday coming is Caribbean Literature Day. And because of what you do, you immerse yourself in the pages, in the word, in the words, and indeed. And so, what does it mean to you as a performer to read?
I think reading is an interesting thing. I think sometimes I read things twice because as a performer and as an artist, when you are looking at something from a audience or a reading perspective, you look at it first as what it is a work of art, and then you read it again and analyze it and say what a literature device is, what can I learn from this, versus judging it on the first attempt. The same thing I do. I don't go into a acting show or a theater piece and go, this lighting is horrible, or I will not do sound design, so I would never do that. I watch it as an audience member.
Yes.
If I'm ever doing a critique or anything like that, then I put on that hat. But it's important to definitely know when you're trying to read for enjoyment or read for knowledge or seeking something to analyze.
You are so authentic in what you do. You know, Harrison College student, and you think, okay, he's going to be the next engineer, the president of this or that. But you are authentic because it's what you love. This is what you love. And to know that your family themselves also involved in this, give you the support, must mean a lot to you.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the driving factor in everything. I think because I was a very gifted child who I had a lot of options. I was always good in grades in school, so they were always, if they weren't supportive of me in the arts, I would have definitely been the next engineer, and I would have been good at it in that sense. Like I've always been good at math or whatever. Like I could do that side, but because they were, do what you want to do and we'll support you. They were very open to that, so I was very blessed.
If the schoolwork suffered, it's a different conversation completely.
No, if the schoolwork did drop, it was like, okay, T-Bro, let's sit down and talk about this.
Yes, indeed. And so, as a poet, you craft. Are you one of those poets who crafts based upon what you experience or on other people's experiences?
A bit of both. I think sometimes, especially in today's world, it's easy to draw from media. So a lot of times, even if you don't experience something firsthand, you can watch a movie about it and get the emotion and see what other people are going through. I think the most important thing to me in my pieces is the relatability. So even if I'm speaking on a topic or I say something that I personally haven't been through, I know there's people out there that have been through it, and I say stuff that maybe I haven't experienced just to touch them and to get them to understand, oh, he knows what I'm going through, or they're not alone, because that's really what art and poetry is about, I would say.
In performance, do you see your audience and do you want to feel your audience? And if you don't feel them, do you feel as though you failed?
I've always been an interactor. I always look my audience dead in the eye, smile at them, try to really connect, because that's what it's about, connection. Janelle always teaches us at OTT that it's really, if you don't connect with your audience, something's wrong. If they don't walk away saying, that was a good show, I felt it, I was immersed in it, then you didn't do a good job. Personally, I prefer the characters. My character for Mary Poppins Bert was able to, he literally was in between worlds at times. He signed directly to the audience, so he was able to play. If someone laughed, I'd be like, because
it's not funny.
I'm like, why are you laughing? So it was, and when I'm in poetry as well, I will, if I have something we're talking about a woman and a woman laugh, I'll be like, what are you laughing for?
Yes.
I will look at you and point at you, just because it's an immersive experience. I'm not going to separate myself and say, I'm on stage, so I have to do this. We are together. We are all in this world. I'm not going to do a piece and just memorize it and do like a robot, because if you laugh during a piece, am I supposed to keep going? Am I supposed to stop? I'm going to use it. Life is about adapting and reacting. So art is not about faking or about putting on a front. It's about being truthful. So how do I say these words in the way that I would say them if I was in this situation? And if someone reacts, what would I do?
Comes back to my word authentic. Again, because if you cannot be authentic, then you can't process it. And you find it difficult to understand. But you are. And so because you are, you live it. It's literally in your soul.
Yes,
not just your DNA alone, but in your soul what you do. And so for Caribbean literature, we asked you here this morning because we know that you're so good at what you do.
Thank you.
And so
Thank you.
there's a piece that you'd want to perform for us this morning.
Yes, please.
What's that?
This piece is called Yeah, I Good. It's a piece I wrote for the last poetry show we had. It was about for Men's Mental Health Month in June. The piece basically, as the name suggests, is a commentary about Barbados and the masculine image, and how it's very difficult for men in general to be able to communicate their emotions or show emotions. And a lot of times a man will be suffering behind closed doors, and then out in public someone say, you good?
Yeah, good. Because he doesn't want to talk about it.
And if you talk about it, you're soft, or somebody can scorn you because of it. Like, you don't get a chance to do that. So that's what the piece is about.
Yeah, I good.
I good.
Because you good? Even those two words alone said differently can mean so many different things.
You good? You good? Yeah. You good?
So true.
So many Chinese.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Ma.
Precisely. Yeah, I get it. And so we'd love to hear you perform it now, and then we perhaps will, if time permits, continue talking.
Of course.
All
no
right.
problem.
Here's a T.B. Seeley Thompson with Yeah, I Good.
Can you go? Wanna good? Yeah. I good. I good if good stands for grieving, overwhelmed, outraged, and depressed. You see that fall? That was the microscopic sensation that has been confined my ego to a brain cell and locked my heart to a center the past 2 years and put my heart under constant cardiac arrest. You ever have that dream where you're falling and you wake up right before you're about to hit the ground, hyperventilating and dripping in a pile of sweat? Well, every second, every minute, every hour of every day, I feel like I'm falling down a deep, dark hole and I haven't hit the bottom yet. But yeah, I good. You see, I'm grieving because I lost myself. Once upon a time, I used to look in the mirror on the wall and know that my life was one of the greatest of all, but I still wanted it to be the best. I was Mr. Golden Boy, the male version of the belle of the ball, King Arthur that pulled the sword from the stone, but I was more like Percy Jackson, with a pen as my sword, ready to strike down any beast of a challenge and put it to rest. With little to no effort, I could master any skill, finish any task, I could ace any test. I was the prodigal son of a queen, a king in the making, a jack of all trades, but I still couldn't find my calling card in which I would lay all the chips down and all my time would want to invest. I had no passion. I looked, I was good at everything, but I still wasn't happy. As I grew, it wasn't enough. But I still wasn't depressed. So, yeah, I could. I was a lost boy, hooked with the obsession of finding my Neverland, but I soon realized that real life is no fairy tale because in real life, Peter Pan is a shady man that hangs in the shadows with a long trench coat and shades like Morpheus, hoping he may trick some lost boy into trying his red pill or blue pill or magic pixie dust, things that lost boys should not trust, promising it would take them to the sky, flying them higher. Luckily, my mother taught me knowledge about powder, and through knowledge you found power, even in a situation that's dire. So instead of adding an addiction, I added diction from a dictionary to my dictation to become a positive dictator whose main goal is to inspire. My mother also taught me stranger danger, so I saw through Peter Pan's plan he was trying to conspire. So yeah, I good. But then I realized that my mother would be the only woman that I would love that wouldn't turn out to be deception or liar. Because 2 years ago, I found the light of my life, my happiness, my son, the reason I continue to aspire. She shook my nerves, rattled my brain. Being in love with her drove me insane down to the wire. But as the story of Icarus goes, I fell in love with the sun. I yearned for her. I burned for her, and hence I started to mirror her image by trying to stand by her. The wings of love I built me to fly me to my happiness failed me, and I fell from the sky in the image of the sun, a great ball of fire. But the past in the past, so yeah, I get it. That was my first loss. I finally found something that made me happy, and I lost it. That was strike one. It takes two to get that can't eat, can't sleep, reach for the stars, over the fence, World Series kind of love, and she was my home run. But in the blink of an eye, she threw a curveball at me. And that was strike three. You're out. And the game of love was done. That was the beginning of the downward spiral of my self-esteem into the captivity of negativity. The emotional and mental break that broke the mental brakes that could give myself a mental break from the dark tunnel of reality. It's as if I'm a bullet train moving at the speed of light towards an image of the past, as if I'm experiencing the theory of relativity. Because in a man's world, men are like trains, trained to carry the heavy load through the thunder and the rain and the deadliest terrain we call life, and that's a fact. Is that why I have to bear the weight of my mother, father, sister, brother, daddy, everybody constantly on my back, bear the overwhelming pressure that's making me develop a fear of failure? Atikiphobia is the only thing keeping me in this deep dark track for real, because if I switch plans from plan A to plan B, and plan B turns out to be a dead end, I risk the chance to emotionally, physically, and metaphorically derail. You see, I then kill all the hopes of everybody riding with me if I failed. So I can't fail because I know the screams of agony and disappointment are surely going to be louder than the already schizophrenic voice in the back of my head asking me, if you keep settling for safety, are you surely going to be happy? Safety has become like a straitjacket, keeping me safe from harming myself and others around me by risking it all in this game of life by following my dreams. Mediocrity is like a doctor, sedating my patience and keeping me at base level stability. Because every time I do try to rise from hell and rise like a phoenix riser from the ashes, I get shot down by another stone of loss and fall right back down into the river Styx with the other lost souls of purgatory. And I'm outraged with myself for this nonchalant acceptance. But why would I keep trying if I would fail? Well, listen to this and tell me if I should. I finally get a job. Well, I lost it. But yeah, I did. I got that job while I was in school. So I didn't really do too well in my exams. So, but yeah, I did. But that means I might not go to university I want, like my career, everything might be shot. So, but yeah, I could. That was all because my grandmother was sick. So I had to afford medical stuff. But yeah.
I good.
Man, no man, I ain't good. My grandmother passed, so I gotta learn how to grieve. I got a hole in my heart, so I gotta learn how to breathe. I got bills to pay, my rent is late. I got friends around me like Barbie, the fake. I got drowning in the depths of debt deeper than Marina Trench. I got a hole in my heart that my ex left in me, but tell me why all these other women just want to put babies on me. I gotta figure out for going to university. I gotta figure out financial stability. I got all these things to figure out. So how can I focus on trying to succeed? It feels like I'm stuck in the time loop of failure for what I feel like an eternity. So the choice that I bear, it was easy. Instead of bearing my soul for the whole world to see, and like walking barefoot, bareback, through a bear-infested forest with no bear rings, that's a bear risk to me. So the choice I bear is what's easy. Hide behind a mask and suffer silently. But isn't that the definition of true insanity? But isn't that what a man's supposed to do? But then you have no idea the depths in which I've been crawling through, the darkness in which I've been sinking. I'm not an apathetic sociopath, but I could look you in the eyes, let the question go through one ear and out the other. You ask me, yeah, I could. And lie through my teeth every day without even blinking.
Wow.
Because unless I trust you enough and you show me you are ready to take a sip of the burning hot cup of reality that I've been drowning in instead of drinking, I can say, yeah. I could. Because that's a question that most of us men have been subconsciously programmed to answer without even thinking. So let me ask one more question. Wanna good?
Yeah, I good.
I good too.
Well done, Atiba. Well done, Atiba Cindy Thompson. Boy, did time go by.
Yeah.
Atiba, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. You're brilliant.
Thank you.
Let your brilliance continue.
Yes, please.
Don't dim your light. I know you won't.
We have a show on Thursday, so
this coming Thursday?
Yeah, poetry has a show on Thursday.
All right, good. So we'll talk some more on this.
That. Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
All right.
Mornin Barbados is back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer,
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's look at the news now. Health authorities believe they have identified the contagious viral disease affecting students at St. Bernard's Primary. The disclosure follows the school's closure for industrial cleaning, where Chief Medical Officer, the Most Honorable Dr. Kenneth George, education officials and executives of a teachers' union visited the school. Anesta Henry has that report.
It was back to classes for students and the teachers at St. Bernard's Primary, which was closed for 2 days to allow for extensive industrial cleaning, following some students displaying symptoms of a viral contagious disease. Chief Medical Officer, the Most Honorable Dr. Kenneth George, is assuring teaching and auxiliary staff that the condition is nothing to be concerned about regarding the contagious disease, as it relates to them catching it.
With respect to what we suspect is going on in the school, we believe, based on our evidence, that it probably is hand, foot and mouth disease, which is a contagious disease that occurs in young children, primary school children, and it tends to stay in that population. It resolves usually with symptomatic treatment. At the same time, I've told the chief that we have not closed the investigation and we are still looking at other leads because 1 or 2 of the children were not typical for hand, foot and mouth. So we need to do some more work.
But although the plant has been cleaned and is now deemed safe, Dr. George is urging parents not to send sick children to school.
The child should not be allowed back into the school until they produce a health certificate from a registered medical practitioner.
Last week, 29 children were assessed by medical professionals, with 2 students receiving an initial diagnosis. This prompted the Ministry of Educational Transformation to close the school last Thursday and Friday to allow for cleaning to take place. Chief Education Officer Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw says that the union and the staff had many questions regarding the viral disease, and the Chief Medical Officer gave them answers.
And I'm pleased to report that school will remain open today. The staff, who of course have the interests of their children, they will come in and they will do their best to make sure that all the protocols are followed. The principal herself will ensure that she communicates adequately with the Ministry of Education to ensure that if treatment is required, that the treatment is provided.
Second Vice President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Julian Pierre, says though some staff members are still uncomfortable, they will trust the judgment of the medical professionals who say it is safe to return to the classrooms.
So that we will do until otherwise proven that something may not be the case. We will trust the judgment of the medical professionals to say it is safe to return.
All primary and secondary public schools will close for the summer vacation this week. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Well, the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education is on a drive to ensure Barbadians cash in on new jobs that require technical and vocational education. Minister of Training and Tertiary Education Sandra Husbands, speaking on the People's Business alongside the Director of Tertiary Education, Dr. Roderick Rudder, and Executive Director of the TVET Council, Henderson Eastman, said that the mandate goes beyond fueling the construction industry. They were addressing that subject of tertiary education, re-engaging the underserved youth. Stacey Russell tells us more.
One of those areas that goes beyond the construction sector, creating jobs in the process, is optoelectronics. And Executive Director of the TVET Council Barbados, Henderson Eastman, says a new global training center is to be opened in a matter of weeks. He says it's inspired by a Chinese partnership.
We've partnered with, TVET Council has partnered with one of our world skills partners, VCOM China, they take the latest machineries to electronic machines for people to compete on. And so they've donated some of those machines to us. They're on the way. I think the last time they were somewhere in the Dominican Republic. So, but they have partnered with us. They have delivered some optoelectronics training. It is the application of electronics. You see all these flashing signs you see, these new signs in Bridgetown nowadays. And when you go overseas, you see these flashing signs all over the world. That is the application of electronics. So they have trained a batch of them already. I think we have trained about 50, and about half of those have been deemed competent, but we're going to go back for the other half, and we're now moving on to in August this year, August, September, we're moving on to the intermediate training. We're going to have, when the machines come, we're going to have training. That training center is expected to be open in Global Training Center in August, which is next month.
Minister of Training and Tertiary Education Sandra Husbands highlighted the need for construction workers.
5,000. And therefore there is a lot of opportunity for young people to get involved in the TechVox space.
She says filling the construction shortage through the Barbados Construction Gateway Training Initiative is among the opportunities for young people.
The issue of the climate crisis means that we have to change everything we're doing, how we produce everything from water bottles to how we make furniture to how we do our air conditioning. So there's going to be a lot of relearning. People have to be reskilled, learn the new technologies, new ways of doing things so that we are climate smart in everything that we do.
That's a Stacey Russell report there. The Ministry of Educational Transformation hosted a recording of choirs session at the St. Leonard's Boys School. That event was a spin-off from a choir workshop hosted by Israel Allen and Marlon Legault in February to expose primary school teachers to various techniques in choral singing, conducting, technical layout, performance techniques, and directing. Acting Education Officer in the Curriculum Section at the Ministry of Education, Randy Eastman, says participants of the workshop were given 14 weeks to plan a performance for the choirs at their respective schools.
Through a method of project-based learning, they were given a project over 12 to 14 weeks to plan a performance for their choirs at their particular school. So today is the recording of those projects. We have about 9 schools on site right now who will deliver their performance of 2 songs. One song was required to be a folk song, traditional Barbadian folk song, and the other one was a song of their choice.
Well, the music teacher at St. Leonard's Boys, Pernell Farley, says he is hopeful the training for teachers will help to enhance musicality and chorale singing in primary schools.
It is looking as though we would be able to enhance these performances going forward so that our musical landscape like NIFCA and any performances around the place for tourism product or anything like it will be greatly enhanced. So it is good to see that the teachers would have grown and they would have taken that, that back to the students to come up with the product we see today.
And that's our news until now. More news here on TV8 at 12 noon. Morning Barbados comes right back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
15 after 7 o'clock. You know, in about 5-6 weeks, Barbados is going to be the center of the world, literally, for CariFesta 15. That's when all eyes turn on us, and we are going to be putting on a spectacular show indeed. The whole region will be here to perform too. And so there's an audition now out for dancers. And we believe Dawn Lisa Calendar Smith is the best person placed to tell us more about that. Dawn Lisa, good morning to you.
Good morning, person. Good morning, Barbados. I'm awake. I really am.
Let's thank God for all of that. She's awake. She's awake, folks. And so she's alive.
I'm alive.
And so here we are. We're just weeks away from CariFesta. And this is an opportunity, we believe, for Barbadian creatives to really not just perform, but to interface and interact and get training and the whole host.
Oh my gosh, I can't even, well, I'm here to talk about the audition for the opening ceremony tomorrow, but CariFesta is going to be so amazing. We are... A big part of the mandate for CariFesta this year is on sustainability, one, but also training to enhance Caribbean professionals in our world of art and creativity, from everything from masquerade workshops, which I have coming in about 2 weeks, to film and big conversations around some really important questions as we go forward as Caribbean people. And CariFesta is literally welcoming the world, not just our regional friends and neighbors in CARICOM member states, but we're going to have companies from Ghana coming, from all different parts of Africa. We've got people from China coming. So Barbados is going to be the place to be August 22nd to 31st. And I'm out of the gates with the opening ceremony on August 22nd. And we wanted to encourage all Barbadians, the young dancers from 13, 14 and up to come out. We're having a fabulous audition at the National Cultural Foundation's Dance Studio tomorrow. Registration, you come and register at 3 and the audition is at 4. And you get an opportunity to be part of something magnificent, a wonderful opening ceremony that's going to mix technology and history and sustainability. So CariFesta overall is I can't begin to tell you who's coming and so many things that are going to happen. Out to all.
Out to all, indeed. And so here it is. It's bigger than yourself, folks. And so to be a part of it is a part of your legacy and a part of your history. Imagine if you're already a dancer, whether it's at church, in your little community group, wherever it is, you have now an opportunity to be a part of a group that is going to be putting on something spectacular. So let's break it down. The audition is for just dancers?
Right. Okay. So the opening ceremony is performance theatre. Performance art is a mixture of musical theatre, because it's me, musical theatre and dance and drama. So it is mainly open for dancers, but dancers who sing. So I want you, if you can't sing, you could still come, right? Don't worry. But
lip sync.
but the cast is going to be quite large.
Yes.
I don't want to give it all the things
that's
we're doing,
that's fine.
but we are encouraging all dancers you need to have at least 2 years of experience. Because if I tell you Shanae down the floor or give me a little lamb or something across the floor, you still have to have a sense of being able to do that. But we really want to encourage a lot of young dancers, a lot of unknown dancers. You know, I've been in the dance community forever, so I know a lot of faces, but there are a lot of young people who don't necessarily come out. And we didn't set an age limit. So I said 14 plus. So you could be plus, because I tell people I'm over 50. So hey, might not look it. So we will take you as long as you've got the ability and skill. But we really are also looking for those dancers who, as you said, are in church groups, who don't necessarily come out onto the national stage. Our mandate through CariFesta is to really open opportunities for all Barbadians and even Caribbean nationals who are living here. So don't be shy. Come out, register, come and let us see you, because even if you may not make it into the main cast, we have needs for lots of extras. CariFesta is a humongous project. It's not just me, it's as a team of over 20 plus coordinators and professionals. Good morning, families. I don't want to wake up because I'm on TV. But, you know, we would work till late last night through the night because CariFesta is truly a team project. So we really want to see a lot of young faces, new faces. The old ones come too.
Yes.
But it is about exposing as many people and the level of workshops. And shout out to the dance coordinator for CariFesta, Aisha Komishang. Aisha is a dance coordinator, and Aisha has so many projects as well coming for young dancers. So when you see the calls coming out for CariFesta, come out. Yeah. Currently, I also have a stilt walking, I'm running the national stilt walking program for CariFesta now too. And that is open. So you can register for stilt walking. You can register, I want you to come to my dance audition tomorrow. But theater also has a call out as well too. So I know, good morning Rashida, so you can come on out and there is something for you. So don't think that you can't be in the cast of CariFesta production. We have lots of going on, lots of opportunities for young artists, including training.
Right.
So when you see these calls come out in your numbers. You might not get on one. I know we even have a call for young media professionals. So it is, and to train them as well too. So when you see these calls come out, don't be shy. If you may not get through for one, trust me, there are other opportunities out there. But I want to see everybody at the NCF Dance Studio tomorrow from 3 p.m. You come and register, get yourself together. At 4 o'clock, we're going across the floor. Good morning to my team, which is my musical director, David Weatherhead. John Hunt is my main choreographer, also Olivia Hall. And a good morning to Jabari Brown. Jabari Brown is on my choral team. We can sing some musical theater style up in there. And Georgina Callender. Georgina is my assistant director on this. So we really want people to come out, and we're playing with technology. Part of our mandate of CariFesta for the Caribbean is the use of technology. So you can see some amazing things happening across CariFesta. But you have to come out. We want to see you. We want to know what talent is out there, and we want to train you and expose you to the best that Caribbean have. So I really want people to come out for sure.
Indeed. And so if you're into traditional Caribbean dance, if you're into ballet, jazz, or even modern, or line dancing.
Or line dancing. Lots of line dancers. More line dancing, yes. We'll take line dancing.
As well. But if you can also sing with all of that, then you're double threat, not even triple threat, but double threat in this way. You come to the audition. It's at the National Cultural Foundation. The information is right there on your screen. But look at that line just before the one that says registration. It says dancers should be preferably attired in leotards and tights or comfortable clothing.
No jeans.
No. There you go.
Listen, because I know we've become a little bit too trendy these days. But so I know the young men like to come out in, you baggy jeans and I love you. You could wear track pants. Track pants are okay, right? But it's also understanding the level that part of the CariFesta and part of the training from NCF, and I know they've been doing it for a little while now, is dancers understanding what are global standards, right? Because when you go to audition anywhere in New York or Beijing, you met the young gentleman just before, you have to be attired and dressed a certain way. And we in Barbados, we go like, my God, do a little thing here and come back. No, so we want people to start with the mindset that we are stepping out on a global stage, and we want people to come prepared for that experience as well too. Come dressed in your dance attire, no jeans, a nice track pants or tights and a leotard. We want to see your body. We want to see how you move. And if you dream of bigger things beyond Barbados, because TikTok and social media makes it such a thing now, you have to be prepared for the real world outside of Barbados. So that's part of the legacy of CariFesta too. We are preparing our performers to be world class. A lot of us already there. We know this Barbados is Caribbean. We make a globe. We make waves across the globe, and that's actually a big part of our CariFesta, Caribbean roots, global excellence.
Indeed.
And we are building out all of our performers. I really want, if you're in if you're in a church group or a little community group, this is an opportunity to come out. Let us see you. Do not be shy. I'm real easy. I was talking enough foolishness, and I can laugh. But I want to see you. We want Barbados wants to
Yes,
see you on
yes,
stage.
yes.
We do for sure.
It's a major production. To be a part of a major cast of a major production is going to be so electrifying. And so tomorrow 3, you arrive at 3 or get there before 3 to begin the registration process. And then the audition starts at 4.
Yep.
So get there early, make yourself as comfortable as you want, do your stretches, get
Exactly.
yourself all warmed
Don't
up.
be nervous. Do your stretches,
Yeah.
warm up, and it's not just for the
You know?
opening ceremony. It's also we are also casting for the closing ceremony, and in there we have some wonderful nights called the Icon Nights,
Yes.
where we celebrate some of the Caribbean's finest. So those dancers also have an opportunity to be cast across those productions. So this is a great opportunity to come out. And remember, don't be shy. There is room for everybody in something. You might not make it in the main cast, but you might be one of the extras.
That's right.
But it's also the experience of learning and understanding that Barbados has an opportunity to showcase to the world. You know, I cannot begin to tell you what's coming. Some of the people on the cards that are coming for CariFesta. You want to be a part of that. Whenever you see a CariFesta call come out, get on board and get on board now. The opportunities that are being created for Barbadians and Caribbean people across the board, no matter what genre you're in, and I'm speaking to all genres, the opportunities are amazing. And I'm going to plug my National Stilt Walking program. It's absolutely free. You just need to go on carifesta.net and register and come out and learn the art of stilt walking. That's a gift from the government of Barbados to all young people in Barbados. And I have to tell one of the fellas, I got more girls registering now than women. Imagine, imagine in our stilt walking program, we have more girls than guys. So men, young men, come out and learn to walk on stilts. We need, you know, we have serious, and that is also part of the opening ceremony. And the opening parade. We're going to have over 300 plus stilt walkers on the road. So we want them to come out and actually coming here in just a week or so. We've got some amazing guys from Trinidad, Moco. So Moco with their giant king and queen stilt costumes coming. So come out, come audition, come be a part of CariFesta.
Indeed so. So tomorrow, folks, tomorrow at the National Cultural Foundation, right there in that gallery.
Right, so
huge,
so just
come out.
Come on the compound, come, you can't miss us, we will be there. Come and register, come and dance, come and have a good time.
Come in your numbers, really, for really. Come in your numbers. You know, it's graduation season, and a lot of the secondary schools, they want to put on different performances. So a lot of you teenagers who we see performing on your graduation stages, now here's an opportunity for you to continue your routine in this audition. You could be picked. The possibility is that you are chosen to be among the first cast or an assistant in some way. But the experience is one that you will never forget because it will stand you in good stead indeed. So if you need more information, we can send you an email.
Right, you can just email me or you can actually call me. I'm going to share my number. You can call me. Write it down. 256-9628. That's my personal number. I can't walk about with 2 phones, so just call me.
256-9628.
Or, but better yet, as I said, you can email me at dawnlisac, DAWNLISAC, .carifestabarbados@gmail.com. Send me an email, but don't worry, come on out in your numbers. 3 p.m. at the NCF tomorrow, and then the audition is at 4. And don't be shy. I want to see the males come out as well too. That's also why I kind of am male heavy too as well too in my choreographer and my musical director. Because sometimes, even though the fellas doing the street dance, they think everything is not for them. But when you see a man like Dr. John Hunt coming out, right, with his big muscles and stuff, and he's your choreographer, you know, and David Weatherhead and Jabari. So I really encouraging our men to come out as well too. Cause I got some big heavy waves when I need to carry. So I need some big, strong men who can move. So really, really come out. Come be a part of this. Even if you just come to the audition, be a part of CariFesta. And as I said, I'm really plugging for all my artistic directors, whether you're in film or you're in the visual art, whether you're in literary arts, whether you're in theater, whether you're in music. There are so many opportunities available for Barbadians to take part in CariFesta that we want you to come out and register. So when you see the calls, come out and register because it gives you an opportunity. I was in CariFesta. I remember when the call came up even to be a coordinator, I was like, yes, I am running. I drop in all my work. People's like, Donnie, so how you can do this? Don't worry, I got staff.
Yes.
I doing Carry Festa, because Carry Festa is such an opportunity to network and meet people. I cannot begin to say. I remember as a little girl in 1982 when they had them funny tents where West Terrace Primary is now, and then going to being a part of the contingent in Carry Festa, the Kamau's Brathwaite played, and we actually will celebrate Kamau in the opening ceremony as well. For me, that is the heart of everything. And then getting an opportunity to be the special events coordinator and craft the opening and closing ceremony and icon nights, it's full circle. I am a true Caribbean person. I can't wait to see all the productions coming from Haiti and Jamaica and Cuba. They are coming, and this is an opportunity for young Barbadian performers, no matter what genre, to get on board, to be a part of a legacy that you can't take back a Carry Festa experience. You can't. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, well, every 2 years, depending on the territory, and to share, to be. And with the opening, it is about our culture, our history. It is about the things that make us Caribbean. And I really, really encourage everybody to come out, sign up for the workshops, be a part of it, because it is a legacy you can't ever let go of.
That's right, that's right.
You can't let go of that legacy.
Well said, Dawn Lisa Calendar Smith. Indeed, and so tomorrow's audition the registration starts at 3, the audition starts at 4, and you are required to be there. Get there early, get yourself ready, warmed up to be seen as the star you are, because there's something magical that's going to be happening. Don't miss it. So if you're in a school's performance group in dance and singing, you should turn up. A church, a community organization, if you're already professionally trained, who cares? Come to the audition indeed, because there's a spot for you. And we want to encourage as many of you as possible to turn up tomorrow. National Cultural Foundation, you know where it is in West Terrace. That's where you come to register and to audition. And good luck to all of you. But at the end of it all, who cares? You're going to have that experience anyhow. So just turn up and be a part of it indeed. Thank you, Dawn Lisa.
Thank you. See you all. Carry Festa is here. Be coming.
We're coming back after that in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to Mornin Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Remember it's 250 total, right? With a total of 333 points to Jerry Ford from Anderson Cole. Oh, I tell you. That's right, here he is. And by the way, this is the youngest ever Mr. Executive.
And so the show comes to an end. That is the winner, the new Mr. Executive 2025 to Jerry Ford from the Ellerslie School. To Jerry, good morning to you. He's right across from me, by the way. To Jerry, congratulations. Thank you, sir. You're very welcome. On the night, talk to me a little bit about what it meant to you at the end of it all, when the dust was settled and you heard other people's names being called. Are you aware that your heart is pounding? What was going through your mind?
The Mara was right to the side of me. I signaled to him and I showed him my hands. My hands were sweating really bad. And it really meant a lot to me because I came a long way. So as I'm going to get into a little detail on the story. So the same young man that is right here in front of you right now is not the same young man that is in front of you like a few months back.
Really?
Because, yes sir, it was a really bad delinquent, I should say. It used to get a lot of trouble. It wasn't on the right path. So joining this program really set me on the path I really wanted to be, a positive path. and gave me a positive mindset, which can carry me a really far way throughout my life.
Thank you for being honest and open in saying that.
Yes, sir.
And so you recognize the distance you've traveled.
Yes, sir.
Did you recognize who helped you along the way?
Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Rawlings. He actually encouraged me to join the program, which I forever thank him for. My school, they saw the potential in me, and they pushed me towards the program, and I came out victorious.
Who was the teacher who identified you and suggested, Tajiri, you could do this?
Mr. Rawlings.
It's still Mr. Rawlings, and
Yes,
he
sir.
teaches you in what?
He teaches me EDPM, and
listen, these acronyms don't mean a thing to this old boy.
electronic document preparation.
Okay, thank you so much. And so that's what you were doing. And so he thought, Tajiri, you have the characteristics to be a Mr. Executive. On the night itself, there are a number of things you had to do. It wasn't just modeling. So talk to me about your preparations for the night.
Well, what can I say? Weeks, not even weeks, months in advance, I was practicing. I was getting help from the teachers. At school, I had to go home with the school. On my days off, had to stand after school, plenty work. But after all, it paid off. I also had to improvise and learn new skills to achieve where I'm at right now. So it was really great, and it was tiring and depressing at first. But as you know, when you put in the work, everything's got easy.
But knowing that the outgoing Mr. Executive was also from your school, did that matter?
Yeah, it really meant something, because regaining the title really felt good. And the whole school wanted me to regain the title, so I did it for my school and myself.
I'm so glad you said you did it for your school and yourself. Because oftentimes we tend to want to put people into a pigeon pen, so to speak, depending on where they go to school. But it means a lot to you to be attending the Ellerslie Secondary School.
Yes, sir.
So I don't want to be the one to say it. You tell me what it means to you to be attending that school.
It really means a lot to me, because my family, well, a lot of persons from my family actually attended the school, so that really pushed me into wanting to go to school there, because my grandmother, she's watching the show right now. So he was shout out to my grandmother. She went to the Ellerslie school. My uncle, well, a few of my uncles, but a whole line of my family went to the Ellerslie school. So it's just family tradition.
But it's a good school.
Yes, sir, it really is.
A really good school indeed. And so you now are a product of that, and you were able to retain the position of Mr. Executive on behalf of your school indeed. So congratulations to Jerry.
Thank you very much, sir.
And you beat out a man who came second. I'll deal with Mr. Third in just a minute. So I just wanted to signal and show people the announcement of the young man who came second in the Mr. Executive 2025.
But there is something about this young man which I'm sure you identify, and that is that his determination is one of the evidences of what this program really is all about. He was able to rise above certain challenges and remain committed and work hard to the point that he has reached second. He deserves a big applause. He grew so much to improve the people of the topic. Congratulations, people. We are proud of you. Look at his face, look. I know that. All right.
So you heard it for yourself. His name is Nico Jack. He's of the Lestervon School. Nico, good morning to you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You sat on there too, last time you were here.
Yeah.
And so what does it mean to you to have risen? You didn't win, but you came second. What does it mean to you and your competition?
It means a lot to me, because I came from being very shy and not very confident. So growing up, it was a struggle to always learn new things and develop. And this challenge has really brought me forward in my confidence. It would have never been, I never thought I would be doing something like this, honestly.
But no, you would do it again. You would do more of it. Your presentation, because you had to do a presentation to your staff, which is the audience. Talk to me a little bit about planning that and then executing it.
Well, planning it, we had a lot of practice during school. I even had to do it outside of school hours, like on the weekend too. Even went to a park, get out of my comfort zone. Just talking is something that I never thought I would do like that a lot, especially like expressing myself and being characteristic. So that was a quite a challenge. And to be presenting in front of a lot of people, a lot of staff, you wear a hard hat.
You did?
Yeah.
What was your topic?
Architectural designer. So our app was, our job were to create designs, and I wanted to bring forth a new idea for app to bring home design direct to user. But it was quite a challenge, and I think got through quite well.
You got through very well. You came second, my friend. You came second indeed. Was it you who took your mother to the date?
No.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you either, right? Dimar? No. Good. So Mr. Man who had to take his mother. But the date, because there you were now courting in front of all of these people. How was that for you?
Well, being with a lady could be the hardest challenge, you know, sometimes. But it was quite a good experience. And the person I took to the date, Hisham Blackman, she was very helpful.
Yes.
She's an actor, so she would support me a lot. I think without her, I wouldn't have gotten this far, honestly.
Wow. Well, you've done amazingly well. And so, would you recommend this to another youngster at your school to be a part of it?
Yes, of course, because if you want to really improve yourself and be outside of the more delinquent, or not to be offensive to nobody, but to really get better and be the change you want to see in the world, I think it'll be a great program for anybody, honestly.
I really like how you guys deport yourselves. I've told you this before. I really, really am pleased the way you're dressed. You look the part. You know, as if you're ready to walk into any corporate office and take your place. And that is really quite good. And this is one of the things that the program teaches as well. So, Dimar,
please.
You came third, but
Yes,
you're okay with that? Kinda.
You know, God has a plan for everything.
Yes.
You know, everything tends to happen for a reason. I'm not pressed that I came third, because this is Comir's first year in the Mr. Executive competition.
You said
I placed top 3. So I'm very ecstatic about it, but I would love to come first, second, you know. But so be it. I think that I did a great job throughout the entire challenge. I think that I put my best foot forward. And I think anybody that gets an opportunity like this should take hold of that opportunity, because this program has given me things that I wouldn't have gained on my own.
Give me an example.
My job, for example, I probably would have signed up for a job, but I don't think that I would get an internship so easy, you know? Like, all I had to do was send in my CV, and like it was just for them to go over, but it was a guaranteed job regardless. And I'm so happy for that, because like the people that I work with now, I love to be around them and stuff. Big up everybody in the snapshot. Big up everybody at Obisco, you know.
Yes. But so now you see, being the adult, it's not that bad. It's not that, it's still, you're just toes into the water, my friend, but you will see, it's not, you have things to do.
It's very tiring, though.
Adulting. That's all part of it, indeed. And you haven't even begun to take on life's challenges yet. You're going to get married, have children, and all of those other things will compound. But nonetheless, you'll realize you can cope. You actually can cope. And once you have the right mental space for it, you can actually cope. And so, what for you on the night itself last weekend was the most interesting moment you had on stage? The date.
Definitely the date.
Talk to me.
Well, on the night, I carried my date.
Yes.
We conversed. It was great. I had a lot of jokes. I had the crowd cracking up. And then, to add a little surprise to it, I sang.
Ooh.
And a lot of people don't expect me to sing. As I said on the last time I was here, a lot of people tend to judge about by its cover, and my voice is deep. So Dimar come up there and Dimar can sing high? Like that's so strange, right? But I came there and I sang Back at One by Brian McKnight.
Yes.
And I got a really good response. I also got a standing ovation, and they didn't even know. I wasn't looking into the crowd. I was so nervous. But then when it came down, the winner from last year, Sean Seals, big up to him as well. He told me, Dimar, you just raised the standard. And I was like, for true. I was so happy. Like, that really made my night. And to feel the energy and the the response from the crowd, it really, you know, it really made me feel great about myself.
No, I feel real bad I wasn't there. Indeed, I really wanted to be there. We'll take a break here. We'll come back and talk to you, Mr. Coming back in just a moment, because I'm hearing so many positive things coming from these young men. More in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Lord have mercy. Come. Oh, oh, oh. 100 days just can't be wrong. 100 days just can't be wrong. People call you out, but still your head strong. 100 days. So what we say? 100 days just could never be wrong. They say up on the road and you're giving me heart. All these romantic fantasies, but none of them meant for me. 100 days just could never be wrong. Could never be wrong. Started out in a you was my only like.
Probably just got 6 minutes. Mr. Cumberbatch, it's all over. The best people who can critique your show spoke earlier.
You know that.
These young men.
That's right.
And so it must mean so much to you to hear them speak so positively of their experience.
And just hearing them and seeing them this morning really caps it all off.
Yes.
Because there's nothing better than the visual. And I tell you, having gone through this challenge since October, you would have seen the transition in these young men. In fact, you who are watching, you're looking at these young men and saying, these guys look prepared and set.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't always that way, right? Some of them came with some issues and challenges. Many of them wanted to get out of this comfort zone that they were in. Many wanted to conquer the issues of self-esteem. And they literally took the challenge for that very purpose. And I'm proud of them for that, because many could have said, and I believe some of the boys in their various schools could have said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's too much. I can't handle that. I don't have what is required to do that. But they didn't do that. They took the challenge. And we saw transformation in so many different ways. And I'll tell you something too. To be a part of this, to know that you have started something that gives young men an opportunity to paint a different picture than what society is painting for these young men. Mm-hmm. It gives you cold bumps. I sat there on Sunday night. I in some cases, I almost cried. Wow. In fact, actually, I looked at somebody next to me and this sort of, literally, because tears were beginning to come to my face. Yeah. Because I understand what it is for these young men. You understand? And when they, for example, the high point for me, although the date is really critical, the high point, and people are still talking about this, would have been the CEO business pitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Imagine young men who've never stood before an audience like this, being able to present a real business presentation, PowerPoint slides, gesturing, pacing, expression in such a way and language that demonstrates that they researched their topic. Person sitting next to me and around me was, these are students? In fact, one person told me that these guys could feel it if they could actually walk into a business place. And another person told me he has sat in CEO presentations before. A guy, you should be proud of this. He has sat in CEO presentations before, and some of them could not even match what they did. You can imagine the potential that lies in these young men, yes, if given the opportunity.
That's it, if given the opportunity.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So Barbados, I'm saying to you, we cannot help but see what the negative is, because it is easy to publish these things. I mean, the media houses do their best to publish positive things, but you know, social media. Mm-hmm. It is not difficult to see that, but it requires an effort for the public to see what these guys have done, mm-hmm, and what they can do. And programs like this brings out that in our country. And I am saying to our people, this program, which is now an annual program, will continue. But for it to have the impact that it should have on our young men, even if they may not get to a finals, or because we can't have everybody in the challenge. Mm-hmm. We actually have 5 persons per school. Mm-hmm. And then they go through the various phases with the business development segment, and then we eventually have the semi-finals, which one from each school, leading to 5 finalists. But all can't get there. But you know what is the thing? Those who can see that there's something better, though they may not get to be a part of it, in their hearts, they're going to say, you see me?
I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot.
I don't have to stick like this, be merely this.
People are talking about you guys already. They say, you know, last time what happened. Congratulations to all the contestants. You're the best. And so that's a strong testimonial. Congratulations to all of the winners. Another commenter, she's over. These are overseas people talking about you guys already. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Barbados, and they're all on our social media. Congratulations to all the young men. You're all winners. And I feel the same way too. I was saying to them off here, you guys are so ready to walk into my office right now at work, occupy a space and get on with it. They dress so well. I can't keep saying that. They've dressed so well, they presented so well, they spoke so well, they're so confident now. Even my friend here, Nico, who is a little shy, but Nico now is speaking up. And so that's what it's all about, the transformation we see. Now you see them for yourselves, Barbadian, and employers. These young men are employable. They know what it means to deport themselves in such a way to be the best for your particular space indeed. And so we want to encourage you to join with Mr. Cumberbatch and help the program to develop even more of our productive young men who will take our nation forward and to help build their families, help build our community they're good. Congratulations to Jerry. Dimar, there's a lot of possibility in you, all of you indeed, and you too, Nico.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. All the best, all right? Represent yourselves and represent your schools and your families. Continue to do so well.
Thank you.
Mr. Kamavash, thank you as
Let
always.
me shout out to the other two who didn't make it to this level, Sandriel Halley and Joshua Peter.
Yeah.
They did excellent as well, but you know, we brought the top 3 this morning.
That's all right. We know that. That's how it goes. And so thank you all indeed. And so we thank you too, folks, for waking up to keep us company. But Little Crew joins me in wishing all of you a great today. If it be the will of the Lord, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.